Why would I talk about mental health on a woodworking channel? Why would I, almost create a conflict of interest around the content on my channel? Because my channel is called The Small Workshop Adventures. So it's about woodworking primarily. There are other projects that come into it, but most of it is around me just doing woodwork and just doing it. Do I profess to be the greatest woodworker? Absolutely not. There are people out there that I continually learn from. But I talk about mental health. Why? Because it's really, really important to me. Now, I know, looking at the numbers, the analytics of my channel, it shows what videos are viewed, how the numbers around the views on my channels. And it's really clear that when I talk about mental health, people don't engage in the same way. They simply don't. And I get that. I understand that. Does that stop me from talking? No, because I deem it arguably one of the most important things I do on this channel. Now, I do a lot around woodworking, and the vast majority of what I do is around me doing projects around stuff. As I said, do I consider myself brilliant? Not really. I just do what I do, just trying to earn an honest living and sharing what I do. And I learn so much from you guys out there. I watch loads of videos, and when I'll need to check something. How can I do that? Nearly always I can find somebody who has done it and I can go, brilliant, thank you. When it comes to well-being, when it comes to mental health, particularly men, we're not very good at asking for help, are we? And I was one of those. So why do I talk about it? Well, I historically was very, very unwell mentally, which led to me being out of work and out of being unwell for best part of 15, 16 years. As a result of a very nasty road traffic accident that left me quite severely injured. Now, the recovery time from that was, from the physical aspect, was a matter of months, say a year, 18 months. But the mental aspect, and I suffered a brain injury, an acquired brain injury, which I had to recover from, and all the trauma as a result of that left me in a really, really bad place and affected me, I can only say deeply, without wanting to go into all the details. So that's why I talk about mental health, because I know that if we hide things, as I did, if we don't talk about it, as I kept things within me, and I went down and down and down, and I was in a very, very dark place. Such a dark place that I attempted to take my life on a number of occasions. I didn't want to live anymore. Now, I'm incredibly grateful for the people that supported me around that time. And it was only really through eventually learning to talk and then meeting peers. So I've worked as a peer, and I've worked in mental health, people with lived experience. And through meeting those people, they talked very openly, without fear, without being embarrassed, that it's okay to not be okay. And how can we support each other? How could I learn to live a life of meaning despite my symptoms? And that's the journey I'm continually on, managing my own mental health. And I recognise that it's a big, big issue. I know it's a big, big issue because I talk to a lot of people, because I still facilitate and teach well-being within the mental health world. Now only generally once a week, but I support facilitating learning for people to become new peers and around well-being. And it's a big, big passion of mine, particularly men that I know from this environment and the men I meet. When you actually talk to someone, when you actually get to know someone, almost certainly there's a lot going on, but men don't talk about it, or don't historically want to open up in the same way that maybe people of other genders want to talk about it. Men specifically are more likely to bottle things up. And so I see this, what I do, as one of the most important things on my channel. I see it as just encouraging us to be more open and talking or seeking help around when life happens, because life does happen. We can be fine one day, and then the next day a massive thing happens or something happens within our life. Life has the habit of happening. How do we move through that? And if we just close in on ourselves and don't talk, then we can end up in a very, very dark place, and in such a bad place that it actually can threaten our very existence. And I experienced that, and I don't want others to go through that. I want to be able to share the importance, how important it is to open up, even if we've struggled, even if we do struggle to open up and say, oh, I can't, I'm not in an environment where I can. But it's finding that place to have, as I talk about often, have a brew, have a chat, go and seek support from friends, from family, sometimes from the places we least expect it. And often we're very surprised when we open up. We think we're going to be rejected, we're going to be pushed away. But actually, what we find, I found with all sorts of mates, all sorts of friends, that when I open up and talk and share what's going on in my life, and some big stuff is going on in my life at the minute, and I'm needing to talk about it. Now, I didn't used to talk about it. I came from a family that didn't generally talk about their health and their well-being in this way. It's just something you did. You didn't go and talk about it, you just got on with it. You suffered, or you got on with it. Sort yourself out, sort your shit out and get on with it. But actually, sometimes it's bigger than just sorting our shit out, isn't it? It's actually bigger than that. So talking about mental health is, I would say, one of the most important things we can do, because it's all part of our well-being. It's our well-being matters. If we don't have well-being, we don't have anything. It destroys our ability to live, to do, to function, to work, to be a father, a brother, a mother, a sister, a friend, a community member. It takes away all of that if we don't look after our well-being. And our mental health is so, so important. So I encourage us as men to reach out and speak out, and maybe share this video, because it's that important. It's arguably the most important thing on my channel. Are my videos around mental health and well-being watched the most? No, they're not. They are the smallest numbers. Now, we can make all sorts of assumptions as to why that is. But one of the big things is this is a woodworking channel. The Small Workshop Adventures. It's a woodworking channel. But maybe we as men can create that revolution in this environment where we're in our sheds, in our workshops, and we can share, and we can start saying, let's talk more. Let's be more open, because we will be more productive for ourselves, first of all, and then for our family and friends. We will be in a better place.